Hey, church family, it's good to see you today. Happy National Day of Prayer. Um, I hate that there hasn't been any more promotion of that than in past years, probably due to the COVID-19. But, um, we can still pray and be in good. Um, just thinking of our leaders in our country during this time of pandemic and crisis. So I wanted to give you an update on the church and what the session decided last night. We've been thinking about this for some time, and we came together and nailed down some things that we feel like the Lord's leading us to do. And I guess the most exciting thing is we're going to open up the church for worship this coming Sunday, May 10th, but only for worship. We're going to proceed slowly. We're going to use caution. As I told you in the email, we do not want to be foolish in our decisions. We want to be wise, and we certainly want to shepherd you the best we can, both from a spiritual and from a um, physical standpoint. We want to keep our people safe as best we can from our standpoint, and from encouraging everyone to do what they need to do to be safe. And so, in that aspect, we want to have this time where we can come together, begin worshiping in a gathered aspect together again. But there's some procedures that we want you to be aware of. And so the first thing that I ask is that you look at your email that I sent out to everyone, and to read those procedures. If you know someone who don't get email or has trouble with internet, if you would be willing to print that off and to share it with that person. So, for instance, if your mother doesn't receive emails because of whatever reason, and you do, or someone you are close to in the church family doesn't get them, please make sure that we can get these to those folks. I would send them out through snail mail, but I know people wouldn't get them um, by Sunday, just in the next couple of days. Not everyone will get them. So I think this would be good, and we're really good as a church family of communicating and talking to one another and sharing the information with one another. I will have some hard copies printed and available in church tomorrow afternoon. So if you want to come by and pick one up, or if you want to wait to Sunday morning and look over it, but it would really help us out as a session for you to be prepared before you come. Just a few highlights of that information is we want, if you're able to come earlier than you normally do, to give us an opportunity to help seat everyone. Um, we know that folks have special places that they sit, they have their family pews, and things like that. For the time being, in the near future, we may have to sit places that we don't normally sit. We may have to sit in another pew or in another area of the church in order to keep our social distancing intact. So we are encouraging immediate families to sit together. So, for instance, my family, Lisa, Jonathan, Catherine, would and should sit within the same general area in the pew. And then the next family, uh, 6 feet apart, down at the other end of the pew, or a couple of pews ahead of other people. Try not to sit right behind each other. And just be cognizant of who is around you and what may occur in contact. Of course, no handshaking or hugging. As much as we love to do that here, we need to be aware to stay away from each other so that we don't pass germs and the virus. Also, we are asking if you know that you have been around someone who has been exposed to COVID-19, the coronavirus, or you have been around someone who has been around someone that's been exposed to the COVID-19. We're asking that you stay at home and continue to worship with us through the live stream. We want to, make sure that we're taking precautions that things aren't spread through the air over the next several weeks. Also, if you are in the category of most vulnerable, and I will leave that to your discretion of whether you think you're most vulnerable. But if you're in that category, we want to encourage you to continue worshiping through the live stream as well. We don't want to put you in a position to where you are exposed through not necessarily intentional negligence, but through maybe an unknown negligence in that we may have been around someone in work, out in the grocery store, or whatever, and we don't want to be a carrier and pass it on to those who are most vulnerable. So if you're in that category, again, I leave that to your discretion. Just continue to worship with us online for a few more weeks. There's other things as far as the hymnals and the Pew Bibles and things that we're doing. You can read up on that and just be aware of what you're walking into. Of course, we're asking that you only enter and exit that you enter through this exit, the Rosemary exit, and the Elmwood entrance, that you enter these two doors. But when you exit on Sunday, that you exit only through the Rosemary doors. And that way we can have folks come out and go their separate ways from that standpoint. And then on May 24th, we're reopening everything as far as we are concerned, unless something happens and things go south and the governor makes some kind of statement or suggestion otherwise. We're planning on opening Sunday school and midweek prayer service May 24th. Finally, the Sunday evening services, we decided to suspend through the summer. We felt like that maybe with the pandemic, it would give the summertime an opportunity to help kill it back, as some of us think that it may do with the hot weather and the humidity. But also maybe to just give us a break from that standpoint. And we'll pick back up on the first Sunday in September for Promotion Sunday, and we'll restart Sunday evening services. In the meantime, however, I will continue to provide teaching through um, through video. So I will do some lessons and allow people to have an opportunity to learn some things through our videos. So it may be that I take a day and record 2 or 3 lessons, and we'll post them throughout the month. And then finally, I guess just to mention, last night I recorded our midweek service, and because we had our session meeting, so I didn't do it live. It is on our YouTube channel, so you may go there and watch it if you want to. I provided the link for that in our email as well. So just to make you aware of what's happening there. But nonetheless, those are the plans. We look to have everything, including our fellowship lunch and communion, Holy Communion, the first Sunday in July. If things go as we think some of the trends show, some of the experts are suggesting that the first Sunday in July, we should be safe to eat inside in our fellowship hall together, and we should be safe to have Holy Communion, pass the tithing plates, things like that. So there is good news, and we are excited. I am excited. I'm excited to see everyone. And we just want to make sure that we do use caution during this time. If you have any questions, you can call one of the elders. We'll be glad to answer anything that you may have. And we look forward to the coming weeks. And we're praying for you.